Morning Prime, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're getting closer to the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Some of you may be picking up your shift at this time, and some of you may be scampering out of the house trying to catch a last glimpse of what's happening on Morning Prime. But we just do ask that you stay safe, take your time on the roads, and have yourself a positive and productive day. And yeah, you can take solace in the fact that you can online check us out right here at TV4. Well, we've got a fraud conference coming up here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's June 8th and 9th, and I do believe that it's the first of its kind. These gentlemen can correct me if I'm wrong. I'd like to welcome to the set of Morning Prime Ryan D'Souza. Good morning, Ryan. He is team lead of the research unit at the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Service Industries, and also fraud expert and director of the Global Forensic Institute, Mr. Jerome Chambers. Thank you so much for being here this morning. So we've got our first Caribbean Fraud Conference coming up next month. What is the objective of this conference? And Ryan, I can throw this out to you first.
Well, within TTCSI's perspective, what we are a BSO with a lot of association members. And they're all small, micro, and small service providers. And why we wanted to do it, in particular with the GFI, is to kind of bring about a way of an awareness seminar, an understanding of fraud and fraudulent activity, and to really focus on what it is, how these service providers can really go to the next stage.
All right, excellent. So it's a partnership here with TTCSI and GFI as well. All right, so you're talking about creating awareness and I guess giving Trinidad and Tobago the opportunity to really understand what fraud is, because the simplest thing could be fraud if it's done, I guess, in the best criminal way possible. And Jerome, I'm going to bring you into this. How gullible do you think we are as a society here in Trinidad and Tobago? And is it that necessary that we have to have a fraud conference in order to enlighten ourselves? Are we targeting the businesses? Are we targeting the man on the street? Who are we targeting here?
Well, we are targeting all of the above, if that's not too broad a net to cast. And you're correct, it is the first of its kind in the Caribbean.
Oh, in the Caribbean, not just in Trinidad and Tobago.
In the Caribbean. This has never been done before in terms of bringing together the different experts in these fields. And I should mention to you that it is fraud, compliance, and security, the fraud tiers. So that, as an example of how gullible we may be perhaps, just yesterday I was chatting with a client, and I said, I got an email from you asking me about a pro forma invoice to pay you. But I suspect it's not from you. I sent her a WhatsApp message. Please check your email. There's an attachment for it that I did not open. She responds and then she says to me, well, the attachment is taking you to a website that is not in English. So I sent back, I said I did not open it for a reason. I realized it could not have been from you. Why did you open it? Oops. As simple as that.
As simple as that.
And then you'll find a whole series of people getting emails from that email address, and because it's somebody you know, you begin to, and that's how it begins to go. So that very often people see things and they don't give it a second thought. They assume it's from somebody they know, they assume it's a good deal. It never crosses their mind that it's a deal that is too good to be true. And if it's too good to be true, it normally is. So that we're trying to raise the level of awareness of the average consumer, those who may have been stung through the bad land deal, who would have gotten a false deed. So that one of the people that we are bringing across to talk about things like that is Dr. Linton Mohammed. He's actually a document examiner, forensic document examiner. He will talk about issues of what should you look at in particular types of documents, issues of signatures, the dynamic characteristics of signatures. Overall, how these things affect our national economy. So actually, the Minister of Finance, Senator Hawaii, is actually going to be speaking on creating a stable financial climate. In many of these cases, fraud is considered a serious crime. And when you have the proceeds that come from a serious crime and you attempt to convert it into some other form of property.
You mean like washing it?
That by definition is laundering money. So actually, the director of the FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit, Suzanne Francois, will actually speak on the topic the art of making dirty money clean. So that we're encouraging people to come out, because what you don't know really can hurt you. I recall some time ago the governor of the central bank highlighted that the number of online transactions that we were doing locally may have even had an impact on the foreign exchange situation. So that once you start doing these types of transactions online, there's a certain level of exposure
So
to
we open
identity theft.
ourselves, yes.
So that we also have a federal agent coming down from the Australian government who is going to talk about identity theft, because that's his area of expertise as well.
Now, given our time constraints here this morning, and I really want us to get the message across so that we can all participate in one form or the other with the First Caribbean Fraud Conference. But when we look at things that are popping up, let's look at NEC, let's look at smaller issues, let's look at Emailgate. And we're not focusing on that, but all of that will come up in the conversations of the average Joe. Gone are the days when you'll have somebody come knock on your door and say, okay, you can make $100,000 in a week. And somebody may say, well, really? Yes, I can, and invite them in. We are now, Jerome, Ryan, at an age where it's simply, as you said, the touch of a button. You open an attachment and you don't know what you open yourself to. And you are quite correct. The amount of emails that we get just basically saying simple things like you've won £1 million, and people still say, really, I have? And, you know, they follow through with the process. Is this something that we are going to engage at this conference for? I know we're taking it all different levels, but are we going to engage the small man on the street so that he knows how to protect his dollar and what could possibly be a scam and what is legitimate?
Definitely, the small man on the street, and in particular, I think we will also want to focus on the small business owner. There's an email going around currently that gives you the impression that you have been selected by a panel because of your tendering procedures and your bidding procedures. And there's an upcoming conference in Paris where you're going to be awarded. It looks terribly legitimate. And if it is, you go to the website, or even if you type into Google the website, you find lots of website information that continues to give the impression that it is legitimate. But part of this scam is that to make arrangements for your hotel and whatnot, you're required to send a certain amount of euros. And that normally is your alarm bell.
That's your red flag.
But if you have gotten so caught up in it that I'm going to receive a prize, some people will do it.
Are we still at that stage, Ryan? Are we at that stage where, and I don't want to say it, but are we so gullible? We are in the 21st century where we watch so much television, so...
No, it definitely still there. For example, a lot of people have actually approached TTCSI saying, oh, I got an email from some Nigerian prince or princess.
Still?
There's money that I want to transfer money into your account. And it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. How can TTCSI help? Well, this is how. Let's raise this awareness. Let's get it going. It's an educational campaign.
Well, I commend you on that initiative and the mere fact that it is the first of its kind in the Caribbean. So fraud management, compliance, and security, and of course, all three at the top of the list, no matter what. I guess you can't take one away from the other. So we're looking at the small business level. We're looking at the man on the street. Private and public, well, the industry otherwise. How are we dealing with it on that level?
Public as in state?
Yes, as in state.
Okay, we also have, it's not on the flyer, but a gentleman, he's a certified fraud examiner, whose specialty is procurement, which is also a hot topic locally. So he'll be speaking about procurement issues. And yes, it applies to state, but even if you're an SME, small or medium-sized enterprise, from time to time you're going to be getting into a lot of transactions with different vendors. And doing our investigations, we've seen lots of issues where employees who would have formed a, let's say, cozy relationship with vendors, so that lots of things start happening and the business owner or the board doesn't necessarily know. So those are also issues we're going to be treating with. How do you deal with things like that? What to look for? What are the telltale signs of fraud? What are the telltale signs of deception? Those are things that we're going to look for as well.
Do you think that when we actually find the perpetrators, any type of fraud here in Trinidad and Tobago, do you think that the prosecution method, or I should say the time frame for the prosecution is efficient? Do persons in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the Caribbean, understand that they can't get away with it? Or is it that we've given the impression that they can?
Well,
In your opinion?
That's the logical question to ask. And I should mention that we're going to have at least 2 sergeants from the Fraud Squad, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, because I've heard people say that it's not worth reporting it, but I've also dealt with Fraud Squad on a number of occasions. And the other side of the coin is that very often how we treat with the issue when we discover it makes it more difficult for them to pursue. And then there are lots of businesses who perhaps there is a fair reputation risk and simply say, okay, we're not reporting it. So sometimes Fraud Squad starts the process, does a lot of work, and the person who's the victim doesn't want to proceed. And then their time is wasted, even though they may have 800 cases for a single officer.
Well, when we look at 2015 and so many allegations of corruption, state and private, it seems as though we're heading down a road that we really need to we need to stop somewhere. And I'm hoping that this first Caribbean Fraud Conference will be able to at least open the eyes of many. How do we participate? Do I just walk in? It takes place where? At the Hyatt, is it?
Okay, it takes place on June 8th and 9th, as you indicated earlier, at the Hilton
At the
Hotel.
Hilton, I'm sorry.
To register, you can call TTCSI's office. The number is 622-9229. You can ask for me, Ryan D'Souza, or one of our other officers, Tori Ann Hayward. You can also register online on TTCSI's website, www.ttcsi.org. It's right there on the home page. It's a flyer, everything's right there, and you fill out the online registration form. There is a cost. It's 3,500 TT.
That's the registration, or that's an overall
To
cost?
participate,
Okay,
everything,
so
everything.
there's no registration fee. It's
No,
overall
no.
3,500.
Yes.
So we really need to encourage
definitely.
small businesses, state, and of course everyone to be a part of this, because I think it's really important. Sometimes you can't put a cost to what you could possibly lose down the road. What about the response from our partners in the region? Have they been very positive about this conference?
Well, TTCSI is under the umbrella of a regional network called the Caribbean Network of Services Coalitions. And we've advertised it throughout the network, and they're very interested in attending. They're very interested in sending it out to their membership. So I'm hoping that the regional response is going to be astronomical.
All right, so it definitely will benefit you. Jerome, at the end of the day, we really want to make sure that everyone is safe and secure in terms of how they operate, what they do. You mentioned, as we wrap up, online purchases, which is, I mean, the figures, they've just escalated within the last 2 years or so. And I don't want us to be blind, and I'm sure in both your fields, you don't want any of us to be blinded by the fact that it's so easy at a touch of a button that you don't see the red flags, as you say. Sometimes we may be a little bit too secure, or we may ask questions that are not necessary, but I'm thinking that it's good to ask the questions no matter what. Is that the direction we should go in?
Generally speaking, we all have a little voice inside of us, that feeling of being unsure. And if you're unsure, don't click. Pause. Ask the question. Don't be upset if it is you try to do the online transaction and the bank blocks your credit card from going through. There's a good reason why they're doing that. They all have KYC policies, know your customer policies. So they look for patterns of behavior. And if they suddenly see an action from your credit card to pay a bill somewhere that you're not accustomed to, they will block it. Don't be upset for them. Simply make a call and find out why. It's for your benefit.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. The first Caribbean Fraud Conference, it comes up June 8th and 9th at the Trinidad Hilton. Of course, you take the opportunity to go online, check it out, and $3,500, that's all that it costs. I suggest that you maybe talk to your manager, maybe as a group you can attend, or just take advantage of the opportunity. It's the first ever of its kind here in the Caribbean. And of course, it's the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Services Industries partnering with the Global Forensic Institute. Thank you so much, Ron D'Souza and Jerome Chambers. All the best, all right? Well, we've got news, an update on the other side. Good morning, Rhonda Joy. How are
morning,
you?
Gentlemen. I'm fine, thank you.
Have you received any emails stating that you won 500 trillion pounds?
No, but I would get super excited, but then I've learned better.
Yes. 500 trillion pounds, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Good morning. This is your news update on Morning Prime. I am Rhonda Joy Lewis. Tension hung over parts of Georgetown, Guyana last evening following early election-related violence in that country. Guyana went to the polls on Monday, but results are yet officially announced. The People's Progressive Party is the ruling party, while a Partnership for National Unity, Alliance for Change, is the country's opposition. More than 1,400 Housing Development Corporation tenants had to benefit from the government's proposed $100 home purchase plan, announced by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The initiative is being called Developing a Home-Owning Democracy. During the United National Congress Monday night forum in Degumartin, Persad-Bissessar promised that if elected, the People's Partnership government will ensure that citizens who have been renting HGC units for more than 30 years will be allowed to purchase those homes for just $100. Attorney Larry Lala, a former High Court judge and former director of the Central Bank, yesterday collected his United National Congress nomination papers in Couva. However, Lala, who is also a temporary senator, did not wish to reveal which constituency he was interested in representing. Soon after he collected his nomination papers at the UNC's headquarters at Rienzi Complex around 11:30 a.m., Lala posted a photo on the form on Facebook stating, "If not now, when?" Turning internationally, rescue work has resumed to find the victims and survivors of the latest deadly earthquake to hit Nepal. At least 65 people died there and nearly 2,000 were hurt in Tuesday's 7.3 magnitude quake, with the fears the figures could rise. At least 17 died in India. The search continues for the missing U.S. aid helicopter with 8 on board. Aid agencies have appealed for funding, saying Tuesday's tremor has badly hit efforts to help those already affected by the 7.8 magnitude quake on April 25th. Staying with international news, a passenger train has derailed in Philadelphia, killing at least 6 people and injuring dozens of others, officials in the U.S. have said. Up to 10 carriages of the Washington-New York Amtrak service went off track on Tuesday evening. Emergency officials and firefighters are at the scene looking for passengers who may be trapped in the wreckage. More than 240 people were on board Train 188, the officials have said. It is not known what the cause of the derailment. And that was your news update on Morning Prime. Join us at 12 noon for another news update with Kimberly Ramkilawan. I am Rhonda Joy Lewis. Remember to keep it joyful on Morning Prime. Psychology is a lived experience, and responding to daily challenges in a positive manner is a method for success. Tune into Psychology Live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. with host Dr. Keith Lee Kwai as we share tips and wellness skills for living in our fast-paced and connected world. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Call in to share your thoughts and views. No stigma, no negative stereotypes, just Psychology Live on TV4, our TV.
Tuesdays, join us for Lowy Talk, a riveting entertainment talk program on TV4. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Tweet the panel at #OurTV4, #Lowy Talk, or call in and share your views. Come, Lowy Talk on Lowy Talk, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4. Fridays, join us for Test Talk as we look at opportunities for students and adults after they have pursued secondary education. Join moderator Tony Dial and the panel of professionals as they discuss the many opportunities for tertiary education and skills training available to you. Don't miss Test Talk, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4, Our TV.
Every Wednesday is Sports Wednesday on TV4. Join us for the hardest-hitting sports talk show on all your favorite sport topics. Stream it live on www.gisltv.tt/TV-4. You can tweet the panel at Our TV, #Sports Wednesday, or you can call in and share your views. Watch Sports Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4.
And we're back on Morning Prime. I have a little video for you just to tickle your fancy. Take a good look at what we have for you.
Shut up! Shut up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Where's your name? Shut up! Where's your name? Shut up! Where is you? This all the month and you know nothing. Where is you?
Salesman.
Is a salesman, dog? And you know nothing this all the month?
I real standing all those one thing.
You know this? You know this? It's a pan playing a sad song. You know his gate?
Gate?
Gate. Government approved tertiary education.
No.
You know his gate?
No.
Them think can help you, dog. Them think can help you. Here we doing.
Right.
You're going down by the center. Down the road on the left. Ask for Miss Ruby.
Right.
Pop your hand. I'm feeling threatened. Tell Miss Ruby. So, nah, she ain't gonna let me sword off. Tell Miss Ruby, Percival send you. Right?
Percival?
I said Percival, dog. How old is? How old is?
28.
28. But the can't get in for the hype. You're too old for that. But you could go into the English program outside. That is cut off at 30. You understand? And you could get through that.
Right.
Take out your hand out of your pocket. You have something there.
Right.
You get more uncomfortable, dog. Right? They still a robbery, you know. All they don't nothing, they still a robbery. Right. Here we do it. You say you living with your moms and your brother and thing.
Yeah.
You don't save? You have money in UTC?
Real hard to save.
It's real hard to save. You ever hear what the IRUA?
Easy old.
Dog, what you really doing with yourself? Nah. Sit down. Sit down. I could learn your real things, you know. But you don't see, dog. That's not. Bullet man.
What sort of was he seen, dog?
Bullet man. Watch me have a client here, dog. Cause the man don't know where's the IRUA, dog.
What? The IRUA? Them men ain't know about that?
Yeah, dog. The man don't know where's UTC us.
Man, yo, you know about the IRUA?
Nah.
What do you mean not?
Yes.
Yo, you know about the IRUA?
Yeah.
Boy, I want to tell you, dog, everybody know about the IRUA.
Yeah. Unit trust. Unit trust.
Hey, shut up! Come here, my daughter christening.
Sunday.
So that's all, I can't breathe. The man want to learn him, you know. Oh, God, yes, boy, yes.
Certainly was informative. Yes, I love it.
No, but he's a good thief because he knows everything. I got my side, so sorry.
Throw that out.
God. Oh, good. Yes, boy, Korean boy. Well,
Yes.
When did you recognize you were an actor too? Because you need to give me it. it doesn't just fall into just being a comedian anymore.
I think both my parents are funny. My mom is actually very funny and witty. So I can come from her line. So, but I follow a lot of stand-up comedy on television. Age 16, I was into stand-up comedy. And by the age of 23, I realized I needed to do something within comedy. So one of my friends introduced me to Jason Williams, and we were able to do that improv sketch. It was actually not that one, the hardest is the first sketch I did. It was totally improv, and that actually opened up my appetite for more. I took a trip to DC, and there was an open mic there, and I went on. I did the open mic, and I decided when I come back to Trinidad, I'm going to continue with comedy.
Did you go to the open mic with material?
No, I just went to, because I love comedy, actually, just like this. I never been to a show, so I just wanted to go to see what it's about, to see if I could actually do it.
And you just went and waxed on, just natural?
No, well, I went once, 1 week, see what it was about, and then I realized I could do this. So the next week I went and, shut it down.
Well, I recognize from
a 3-minute shut
from doing your pre-interview before you got here and stuff. I mean, you have me rolling, and I'm one who always have everybody laughing, and it's vice versa. And give us a little insight on on what made you really just dive into doing say it again, doing stand-up comedy. Sorry.
Well, the first person I heard doing comedy in Trinidad was Paul Keynes Douglas. I was a big fan of him, his. Then I heard Nicky Crosby. Then I heard Rachel Price. So I know it was the space was there, and the timing would be right. It was just for me to learn about it more. So I started to do my own research, because there's no way to learn comedy in Trinidad. So you have to do
a lot of those people that you spoke about, our local comedic greats, have also learned the same way that you just want to
I think it's through the drama, as they say, because a lot of them, they have the acting skills, and I reckon...
Well, I was not formally trained anywhere, so I had to learn everything on my own. That's basically, I'm a friend. My friends are very funny. I'm just the bravest one, I guess.
And just that natural wit, as you say, that lineage from your mom and your dad, and that just give you the...
So your dad real funny? Like real funny?
Between my parents, I'll have to give my mom the funny hat.
Mommy.
My dad's still funny.
He's still...
My dad's still
Which is also a form of
funny, yes.
Yeah.
Kudos to dad. You're funny too. Don't take Kareem on.
But Kareem, you're also a radio host as well. Tell us a little bit about that, because you're now able to sort of give your talent a wider platform.
Correct. Earlier last year, there was an opportunity for me to be on the most popular radio afternoon drive show, the Hyperdrive. So I took it up. It's now a year on me on radio. Me and my partner, Nile Royal, we joined Hyper Hopper, Stacey Hopkinson and Lord Hype. So I think we're doing a pretty good job.
You are. I listen to you regularly. I can say that for sure. You'll always have me cracking up.
Well, exactly. So they made a plus with having you on their cast for that funny bone structure.
Yeah, so also, but besides, I also know it's hard if you want to do comedy in Trinidad, you'll have to do what I did learn on your own. So I want to, anybody out there want to do comedy, we have a brand called Stitches, is where we go. We go to Aria, and we headed down south to Carnival City to bring the stand-up experience to everybody. So if you're interested in becoming a stand-up comedian or just taking any shows, you can head to Aria, well, next month. But this month we go to Carnival City.
What social media are you on so they can get this information?
Instagram and Twitter and
Instagram
Facebook.
at Kareem Rockwell?
Kareem Rockwell, RUCKWELL.
Not like my...
Not like how you spell it earlier.
Not like my good spelling. If it's Kareem, and then it's a Rockwell. Gosh, it's special sometimes, don't worry.
Yeah.
So what is it that the event that you're hosting at Aria, is it open for anybody to just come into? Is it a pay-to-come event? Or?
It's pay to come. We have 5 of the upcoming talents in comedy in Trinidad. We have Kivo. He's actually from South. He does his own stuff. We have Jared Best Mitchell. We have Instagram sensation right now, Rudy.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Flicky.
Flicky. We have Aaron Fingal also.
So a mixture between established and up-and-coming comedians
So you
as
can
well.
come and see what vibe you like. Well, that's
The
what stand-up
event down
comedy.
south is this weekend? Or
No, it's May 28th.
May
at Kansas
28th.
City.
So you all remember that if you really want to get your laugh on, May 28th is the day to go see Mr. Cream here. And I must say he's very funny, so you wouldn't be missing out at all.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you so much. Yes, you are very funny. Thank you so much for joining us here on Morning Prime. We'll be right back.
Tuesdays, join us for Lowy Talk, a riveting entertainment talk program on TV4. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Tweet the panel at Our TV4, #Lowy Talk, or call in and share your views. Come, Lowy Talk on Lowy Talk, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4.
We at TV4 believe that sport is not getting the media platform it deserves. Hence the reason we came up with 4 Sports. I'm Wayne Cunningham.
And I'm Gregory McBurney. Are you tired of seeing 5 minutes of sports crammed into a newscast? That's why we here at TV4 dedicate an entire half hour to sport. In-depth analysis, highlights, and even discussion of a trending topic.
4 Sports, weeknights from 7:30 p.m. right here on TV4.
Psychology is a lived experience, and responding to daily challenges in a positive manner is a method for success. Tune into Psychology Live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. with host Dr. Keith Lee Kwai as we share tips and wellness skills for living in our fast-paced and connected world. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Call in to share your thoughts and views. No stigma, no negative stereotypes, just Psychology Live on TV4.
Tuesdays, join us for Lowy Talk, a riveting entertainment talk program on TV4. Stream it live on www.gisltd.tt/TV-4. Tweet the panel at Our TV4, #Lowy Talk, or call in and share your views. Come, Lowy Talk on Lowy Talk, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on TV4.
We at TV4 believe that sport is not getting the media platform it deserves. Hence the reason we came up with 4 Sports. I'm Wayne Cunningham.
And I'm Gregory McBurney. Are you tired of seeing 5 minutes of sports crammed into a newscast? That's why we here at TV4 dedicate an entire half hour to sport. In-depth analysis, highlights, and even discussion of a trending topic.
4 Sports, weeknights from 7:30 p.m. right here on TV4.
Good morning, Trinbago. Welcome back to Morning Prime, and I'm Colette Holder. And as you join us, if you're using us to give you that punch in the morning to start your day, well, we have the king of punches joining us today on Morning Prime. Ladies, how are you feeling about this energy?
I'm feeling
excited.
good.
I love it. I'm
I
getting
guess
very excited.
Right.
Putting these 2 things in front of us.
Exactly. Welcome. Brown.
Yes.
Brown,
ladies.
the
Well,
king of punch.
I doesn't normally sit down with you, so a nice lady. So.
Mr. Victor Brown from Brown's Punch in St. James.
That's right.
Of course, very, very, very famous. It's something that you kind of established back in 2004, but it started way before then. Could you tell us, give us a little bio? How did it all start?
Well, way back as rafters. Yeah, so I used to work rafters.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, and
You were.
the chef and the other workers used to have star food, and they used to cook pork, and I never used to eat pork.
Right.
So I had to look for something to eat. So I used to just like take the carrot and the beetroot, blend it up, put some milk in it, and I started making my own little thing on the side. And then some of the workers, come on, taste dinner. And I give them a taste, and hey, this thing tasting good. You understand? So I think it's from there it started to evolve. You understand? And it ventured on now to Bronx Punch.
How many different punches do you make?
Well, the last time I checked was like 150.
Wow. How can you make 150? Wow.
Different punch. It's different
How
punch.
is that possible?
It is possible because our peanut punch, it have like peanut ripple, chocolate peanut,
Peanut
peanut
ripple?
and
What is
brandy.
peanut and brandy?
Yeah,
What are you trying to do to
Guinness
people
and
out there?
peanut.
What do we have here?
What you have there is like beetroot and pina colada. So like that is
Pina
that's a new style of
colada.
punch I'm making.
I also know that you actually created a recipe with Wendy Rahmat.
Rahmat, yeah.
What recipe was that?
I had two recipes. I had the CMOS and supplicant CMOS, and then I had peanut punch.
Okay. Now, Brown, I know we don't have that much time.
Time,
However, I want you to talk about the recipe of business. A lot of people are popping up with these punch stands here and there, and you have been a veteran and introduced Trinbago to good quality punch. How hard is it for you to sustain this type of business, and do you get the support of sponsorship, etc.?
Well, it is very difficult in a way because if you want money, well, then you wouldn't go that way. You understand? But I am doing like delicacy and punch. So a man might have he last $20 and say, boy, instead of buying a box of chicken, I'll go buy a punch. Now when he come by me now and he buy the punch now, I don't want him to leave and he stoops in and say, God, best I did buy that chicken, yes?
Okay.
So when he tastes this thing now, he had to say, well, I wonder if I could get an next 20 to go and get an next one.
Yeah,
You understand?
exactly.
That is the essence I'm trying to push.
Alright, so you had your own formula in how you market your brand.
Change it up, yeah.
Right. What I understood from you, especially when you do your punch, you actually thought of ways that you could, minimize the way how people just stand by you to get a punch, and you started to do the bottling. How is that going for you now?
Well, actually, I started and I stopped it because remember, my resources is not wide.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I started getting a little thing from Nestles, but they leave mouth. So I decided not to go that way anyhow. So,
So should we try some of this right now?
Yeah.
I think so.
And it's about time for us to close.
While the ladies are pouring, I want to get one last question in.
Yeah.
For people like me, and you make punches for me
Yeah.
on the regular, let those who are maybe lactose intolerant know that they have options.
Yeah, it's an option. But right now for this year, I change up the punches a lot. I'm doing a almond milk punch and honey.
Nice.
For people who don't want dairy products.
And into fitness as well,
And
so it falls in
fitness,
well.
yes,
I like
On any given day, when somebody comes to you, Brown, you can either look at your little menu and say, right, I want that, or you will create
Well, I
something
really
special
is the
for them.
menu, so you could tell me what you're looking for, and then I just create
You
it.
just have it there.
I want to get into something that you have been doing. You're a coach and also mentor for a school.
Success, yeah.
Yes, Success Laventille,
Yeah.
right? Tell us about that. How did you get involved and
Well,
what do you do for those guys over there?
Actually, my daughter really got me involved. She wasn't doing so good in school. And I said, boy, time to be a parent to this child because you could father a child but not be a parent to a child. So I started to go and look for her, and she was given a lot of trouble in school. And I was to deal with her, put my man hand on her. And then she started playing football, and I started to support her in that level. And now, well, Ras, who is the coach of Success, he's the head coach. He said, well, Brown, you need a little help.
Well, you know what?
So you're assistant coach in the football
Assistant
team.
coach,
yeah.
Well, as
think
we
you need to
always
return
do, yes, as we
sooner.
always do, and we need you back on set with us at Morning Prime. So what we want to really, really get into is being addicted to progress, and we love how Brown is here, and he's pushing on and soaring through whatever he does. So don't go anywhere. You could see us tomorrow, please God, and of course see us later on the rerun for 8:30 on Morning Prime.
Until tomorrow.
Enjoy some punch. Until tomorrow.